she's so fine. Helluva, blows my mind. Helluva, lights my day.
What's good, guys? This story came out on the 28th, and I want to thank Marie722 for sending it to me. It's coming from my home state of Kentucky, coming out of Louisville, in regards to the Breonna Taylor case. Louisville Metro Police Department Sergeant shot during Breinna Taylor raid. Plans to retire. How convenient. Louisville Metro Police Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, who was shot by Kenneth Walker during the raid on Breinna Taylor's apartment that led to her death, will retire next month. An LMPD source confirmed the retirement to WDRB News, adding that it will take effect May the 31st. Another picture of Officer Jonathan Mattingly. In a statement Wednesday evening, Mattingly said the U.S. Department of Justice has recently announced, quote, pattern or practice, end quote, investigation into LMPD, quote, played no role in his decision, end quote. Quote, my plan was not to move on from this calling, but in the best interest of my family, the time has come, he said in the statement. I have great faith in the men and women of LMPD who selflessly give of themselves to continue to serve this community in a professional and unbiased manner. End quote. Mattingly was shot in the leg during the raid on March the 13th, 2020 by Walker, who was Taylor's boyfriend. He said he feared an intruder was breaking into the apartment and fired a single shot when officers used a battering ram to break down the door. Officers had a no-knock search warrant and were not required to identify themselves before executing the search warrant, although they say they did. Mattingly and two other officers combined to return 32 shots. Taylor, a black woman, was hit 6 times and died in her hallway. LMPD Chief Erica Shields reprimanded Mattingly after she took office for an email he sent that was critical of department leadership. In his email, Mattingly also criticized the mayor, Greg Fisher, Chief of Public Safety, Amy Hess, and former LMPD Chief Steve Conrad, saying they, quote, failed all of us in epic proportions for their own gain and to cover their asses, end quote. Quote, it's sad how the good guys are demonized and criminals are canonized, end quote, Mattingly wrote in the email, which was obtained by WDRB News. Shields found Mattingly in violation of the department's policy for email usage. Mattingly received a letter of reprimand on March the 29th. It said he sent an email to all sworn officers, quote, that did not serve any business purpose, end quote. Mattingly was reassigned to the property room. In his statement Wednesday, Mattingly said serving as a police officer for the past 21 years, quote, has been one of the greatest honors and privileges of my life. Having this opportunity in the city I grew up in and love has made that choice an even greater honor. I've never taken lightly the responsibility that comes along with serving the great citizens of Louisville, he said in a statement. It's my hope and prayer that moving forward, our city can heal and unite, end quote. So yeah, he's going to retire with his nice cushy pension and live out his life as if nothing happened. And that's a problem. That is a real problem for me, anyways. And that's just my opinion. And I'm going to state another opinion of mine. The whole reason for the warrant was bogus to begin with. So how these officers have gotten away with this is beyond comprehension in my brain. Now he's going to get wrote up for an email. An email. But gets in no trouble over going to this lady's home while she's asleep, battery ram the door, and she ends up dead in the process. She had nothing to do with anything. So yeah, it infuriates me, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to end the story on that note. Thanks for watching, guys.